Hello and welcome, and thank you for tuning into this video to learn about university programs here at San Diego University for Integrative Studies. My name is Michael, and I have with me
Nikki.
And we have a couple of goals that we want to go over with you today for this video. So number one is to help you understand the great university program options that we have here at SDUIS.
Yeah, and number two is to explain the application process for international students to begin our program.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of questions about which documents you need, what the class schedule is like, and things like that. So we want to put this in a video so we can explain it. So the important thing to know is that SDUIS has two departments. One is the English as a Second Language department, and the other is the University department. Something about these departments is that they are separate. So applying to each department is a separate process, and the accreditation for each department is also separate. So first we have the English as a Second Language classes. Those are things like beginning, intermediate, and advanced. We also have conversation for fluency classes, business English classes, as well as TOEFL preparation classes.
And in our university, we have certificate programs, which are, for example, marketing, fashion design, hospitality management.
And those are usually 1 year long.
1 year long programs, yeah. The bachelor degree, so, that's going to be in business administration or humanistic studies. Master's degree, again, we have business administration, accounting, information technology is a big one. And we also have the English Proficiency Development courses, which is not a course on its own. It is going to be, we'll talk about that in a little while, but it is going to be an add-on to some of those programs to help you with your English proficiency.
Yeah. So and something important to know about the certificate, bachelor's, and master's is that these are just examples. We have many more options for these programs. Right. And like Nikki was saying, the English Proficiency Development courses, those are English classes, but they're different from the ESL, English as a Second Language classes. These classes are designed to help you apply to the university and pass the English requirement that you need to start taking these university programs if you cannot pass an English test when you're first applying.
Right.
But applying to these is the same for the university certificate programs. So we also have a university class schedule that is for the certificate and degree programs. As you can see, classes are either 2 days a week, 1 day a week, or online. And these are all the possible combinations of classes. So for example, you could have Monday, Wednesday class at night. You could have a Tuesday, Thursday class in the afternoon. It can be one of these. All international students take 2 classes per quarter, and at least one of them has to be online. So you will have online class options, but you cannot only take online. One of them will be here on campus at these times. And it's important to know that we cannot guarantee that you'll have classes on the exact same day at the same time every quarter. For example, if you only want Saturday classes, maybe we can't promise that because the schedule varies quarter to quarter. All right. Nikki, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so in the university, there's vacation and employment opportunities for students. So we get a lot of questions about this. So vacation, students are eligible for vacation after they've been enrolled for 3 consecutive quarters, and that's full quarters of study. So that would be for vacation. Work authorization, there's CPT, which if you're enrolled for 3 consecutive quarters in our degree program, so our bachelor's or our master's programs, you can do CPT, which is the part-time work while you're studying. OPT is for all of the programs, so certificate, bachelor's, master's, and that's upon completion. So that means that once you've completed your program here, you can apply for OPT. We're not going to get too far into this, so you can find more information about CPT and OPT at uscis.gov.
Great. And the next thing to know about the university programs is that we have flexible start dates. So we have 8 start dates per year, which is about 1 every 6 weeks, and the deadline to apply is usually about 3 to 4 weeks before the start date. So if you are worried that you missed a start date, don't worry. There's usually another one that comes up right afterwards. Right. So let's talk about how to apply to the university, which is the documents that we need and the things that you need to do and give us so that we can help you start as soon as possible. So the first step is to get an application packet. The application packet is a group of documents. We have some in our office, so you can come to our office and pick one up, or you can email us at sduisinfo@sduis.edu, and we will send you a copy. But for now, we are going to, let me pull this up here. We're going to show you the list of required documents that we need. So the first part is the requirements that are inside of the packet. So we have requirements that you'll find inside the packet that you need to fill out, but we also have outside external documents that are not in the packet. First, we're going to go over the ones that are in the packet. So when you see the packet, you're going to see on page 9 and 10 this application. It's very easy. You just need to fill out your information on the front and back and submit it. And we can take a copy of this. So whenever you see this in this presentation that says copy OK, that means we can accept a copy, like an email copy, or you can bring it in as the original, but it does not have to be the original document. Nikki, do you want to talk about the recommendation letters?
Yeah, so the second thing that we're going to need is the 2 letters of recommendation. So we get a lot of questions about this. We make it super easy. So inside of the application packet, there are 2 different letters of recommendation for you that you can give to somebody. We gave you some examples. You can do personal, so that would be like a close friend. Professional would be someone who knows you, maybe from your career back home or something like that. Or academic, which would be your current professor or your current teacher that you have. And again, we can take copies of these ones.
Yes, and it's important that you give them the form that's in the packet. We give you 2 of them inside of the packet. And have them fill out that form, not write a separate letter. And this is a copy is okay for this as well. So if you want to scan this to someone back in your country, you can, and they can send back to you after they've filled it out and signed it. The transferability of unit statement, this is very easy. All you have to do is read it, write your full name of your program, and sign. So when it's done, as you can see over here, I'm going to press this, and it looks something like this. For example, if you were taking the fashion design certificate, you can see how to fill it out there.
The affidavit of financial support, so not everybody will have to fill this out. This is actually for someone who provides us a bank statement that is not in their name. So you do have that option. If you do not have the funds to support yourself while you're studying and you use someone else's bank statement, so that would be like a parent or uncle, they would fill out this affidavit of financial support form. So this is on the very last page of the application packet. And a copy is okay, so you can scan it to them and they can print it, sign it, and scan it right back to you.
Yeah, and we will explain more about what we need on a bank statement or a bank letter soon. So the other thing we need is an educational intent statement. So this is a short essay that you write about yourself. Instructions are on page 6 of the application packet. So this one you just write a 2 to 3 page essay about yourself. And as you can see, when you get the packet, it has some tips on how to write this. All right. Now, let's talk about the requirements that are not included in the packet. So these are things that you might need mailed here or that come from outside of the packet. So your academic documents. If you're applying for a certificate program, what we need is a completed bachelor's transcripts. This is your grades, or your high school diploma or transcripts. And usually this is in the language of origin. So if you've come from your country and it's in the language of your country, that's okay. We'll take the copy of that. Sometimes schools give these documents in English. If you have the copy in English, that's great. For the degree programs, what we actually need is an official original paper of this. So not a copy. This has to be the original. So for example, if you're applying for a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, we need your transcripts in a sealed, unopened envelope. That means we need to open it here at our office. So you can have your school mail it here, or you can have someone pick it up at your school and they can mail it to us if your school does not provide that service. If you're applying for a bachelor's degree, we need your high school grades. If you're applying for a master's degree, we need your bachelor's grades.
So the evaluation of your documents, SDUIS uses NACES.org, so we require all students to get an evaluation of their documents from NACES.org. You can see the website right here. You choose one of the companies that's in the list that's on NACES.org, and they're going to evaluate your document. What that means is they're going to come back and tell SDUIS if your degree from your country of origin is equivalent to a degree or diploma in the United States.
Yes, and when you order this, an email copy is okay. So you can order the transcript evaluation to be mailed to us. Emailed is okay. You can also have them send it, and include us as part of your order so that they can give us one. Any company on NACES.org is acceptable for us. Next is the bank statement. So we need either a complete bank statement or a bank letter. So a bank statement has all, the transactions on there, a person's name, their account number. A bank letter is usually a one-page document that has the same information, but not all of the transactions. It, might have your name or your sponsor's name, the account number, the amount that's in there. And the bank document must show at least 5,000 US dollars. If you're doing a psychology program, we need $6,200 minimum. We can talk more about that later. You can email us questions if you're going to do a psychology program. But for most non-psychology programs, that is the amount we need. And it must not be older than 2 months from the day you submit it. Again, here you can give us a copy. A copy works. Don't need the original document. Next is immigration documents. So this is copies of your passport, your I-20, your I-94, and your visa. If you're applying from abroad, then you only have to give us your passport from the beginning. And when you arrive in the country, we'll take documents, copies of your signed I-20, your I-94, and your visa. And if you're applying to our program and you've actually done OPT in the past, which means you've done a school program somewhere else and you did OPT, then we'll also take copies of those. So, scans of the front and back of your Social Security card, your employment authorization card, and the OPT letter of approval.
If you have any dependents that will be accompanying you, there's just a couple more documents that we require as well. So we'll require their immigration documents. So the same passport, I-94, I-20, and visa. A marriage certificate. So that's a copy of the marriage certificate or the birth certificate. If it's not in English, we also need a translation of that document, an official translation. The bank statement for every child is an extra $1,500 that we need to see on your bank statement. And for a spouse, it's $3,000 that you have to provide as well.
Yes. So yes, this is if you have any kids or a spouse coming with you. All right, let's move on to the next one here. So Nikki just talked about it briefly on the last slide, but from all the requirements that we've talked about so far, we also need translations of a few of them if they are not in English. So these can include your school documents, so your diploma or your transcripts that you give us from, if it's your high school documents for a certificate, or you're applying for our degree programs and you need to give your transcripts. Then, like Nikki said on the last one, your marriage and birth certificates, and a bank statement and letter. So if your bank is in your country and they do not provide you with a statement or letter in English, then you must get a translation. And this is very important. All translations that you provide must be official original paper translations from a professional translator. So these ones we don't accept it as a copy. So just keep in mind, most of the documents we've gone over so far, we say that a copy is okay, but these translations for any of these documents need to be original official paper documents. Let's talk about, for a second before we finish up here, the English proficiency options. So we have many options if you want to prove your English proficiency when you're applying. You can take the TOEFL test, the IELTS test, or the Pearson test. And the passing scores, the scores that we accept for each program, can be found on page 8 of the admissions packet. Different programs require different scores, and whenever you take a test there, your score must be mailed originals, not copies. So you need to ask, for example, if you took a TOEFL test, you would need to request that TOEFL mails your passing score to us here at SDUIS using our address. We do not accept any email copies. Another option you have is we have a university placement test, which is the CAMLA test. That's on our campus every Wednesday to check in at 1:45. The test will start at 2, but you come here at 1:45 if you'd like to sign up. This test, we need a passing score of at least 62 out of 80 questions. On the test is things like listening, grammar, vocabulary, and reading comprehension. So there is no speaking, there's no writing. And it's $30 to take this test. And finally, down here, we have the English proficiency development courses. So for example, if you cannot achieve the passing score on this placement test or on these tests, but you still want to get on the right track to take English classes so that you can prepare to enter the university program, such as a certificate or a degree, we have English proficiency development classes here in the university. So if you're applying for one of these classes, which is separate from the ESL classes, you just need to provide us with all of the same documents that we've discussed so far, except for a passing English score. And once you have an opportunity to pass this test, you can then transfer. Well, it wouldn't be an official transfer, but you can move from the English classes into the program that you're applying for. which is a certificate program usually.
So what should you do next?
So if you're ready to test your English skills and study your passion in the university, this is a great opportunity. So what to do next, Nikki? What should they do?
So definitely get your documents ready. So everything we just talked about, just get it all ready in one packet, ready to go. Schedule a time to come to the office and visit us, or if you want to ask any more questions, if you have any questions about the documents, don't hesitate to reach out to us via email. The email address is right there, sduisinfo@sduis.edu.
Yes, so if you're ready to submit everything, please let us know. Or if you have just any questions about what we've talked about in this video, you can email us right here. We've designed this presentation to cover pretty much everything that you might need to know. But still, if you have more questions, let us know, and we'll be happy to help you.
Yeah.
So looking forward to help you achieve your goals, and thank you.
We're excited to meet you.